thought about harming a brother, you've committed murder in your heart. And so start in verse 19. Works of the flesh are obvious. Moral pure outbursts of anger, selfish ambitions, dissensions, and faction. List, but it is a list. Probably things that church and their struggles. Maybe some we struggle. Okay, so Paul hasn't written this letter specifically. It does apply as well. Sure. Oh, those are the big hitters. Sexual immorality, moral impurity, promiscuity. Horrible things. I know I've been guilty of this. We start reading and we find the things in the Bible to justify what we're feeling. Bad things. And sometimes short and we don't get the full context. Struggle with that. Struggle with impurity or promiscuity or idolatry. I don't do magic. It goes on. Jealousy. Outbursts. Dissension. Most of us can relate a little. Maybe I'm not so on all of that list. That I can say that. There's certainly that list that control. Envy, drunkenness, carousing, anything that's similar to these. As Paul said, I warned you before. Severe. Things. It's not everything. He covered a lot of things, and then he used a pretty practice such. Those things. Those are not the kingdom of God are about. Fortunately, he doesn't stop there. He says, the kingdom of heaven is about. Spirit crucified that. Like flesh, but live by the Spirit. But I think he also understands these are the things. As Americans, we don't like, right? We've talked about yoke here. Citizen, so I am choosing to obey. In any other place, nothing else. Only life. Choose to accept what he offers. God. And so again, goodness, faithfulness. We don't us into relationship with God as individuals. He calls us into relationship as a body, as a group of people following him. And it's always to try to want to do it on own. It's always easier to overcome the flesh and overcome sin when we are doing, as opposed to trying to just white knuckle it all ourselves. If you're here and I really struggle with that, Sometimes I feel like I'm list. I don't have to do that. With you, those first few more impure, maybe best free from this pride. A number of when we openly confess our sins to in the light, darkness, and when we can do our sins in the darkness, the enemy continues to grow and grow in power. But God choose to right, which life is. That your ways are high. That you the ability, things that are good. Goodness comes, that righteousness comes from you. But God, it's also by allowing the flesh to. I pray that people trying to follow Jesus and not by. I pray for vulnerable us to confess. We are actively pursue you. Lives to be in control, that you would through your spirit, by your spirit. We can talk about, it's good to live. One small example. Time praying, singing, dancing, right? A variety, a multi aspect, work, family, relationships, every aspect for God, and so I'm going to spend time my day. This is just an example, and this is not to call any of you out. Spend more time. Praises. Things like that. That's just a small example. Do I put money into this area of the flesh, into this at Hope International University, and he shared about one of his colleagues, Dr. Cho, happened to be one of the pastors, which I believe the number was 100,000 people. And he was also at the, and I know this about Dr. Cho.